I won't say that it gets better because there was a loud noise in the subway and teenagers running and everyone's first thought was gun, but somebody yelled get down and I did. I won't say that it gets better because a car full of people was on the ground and shaking and children were asking what was wrong and it felt inevitable and rehearsed, but my first thought was that I didn't want to die, instead of that I might as well. It was my birthday. Last year, I spent my birthday in bed alone, watching the clock, trying to get through it, wondering when it would become unbearable and I would find the strength to die. And this year, I spent it outside, with sun and food and music and laughter and company, and found myself thinking I wasn't ready to die. I won't say that it gets better because sometimes a celebrity takes their life and too many people think that sharing a phone number is all it takes to make it better, but I discovered that birthdays are more fun when people know about them, and sometimes social media can make you feel less lonely. I won't say that it gets better because I have lost too many people and rebuilt my life too many times, but I have decided not to make a habit of running from the people who left me. I won't seek them out, but I am not hiding anymore. I won't say that it gets better because there is still the possibility of guns and bombs, but yesterday I woke up in the sun feeling safe. I won't say that it gets better because the planet is melting, but sometimes I play music now without being asked. I won't say that it gets better because there is fire and there are floods and too many people have lost their lives and homes and families, but I have discovered that art is better when it is shared. I won't say that it gets better because sometimes therapy doesn't work. Abuse is not always recognized. Sometimes you tell them it was your fault and they don't argue, but I have been held by people who did not see me as a burden. I won't say that it gets better because I couldn't do it on my own, like I was supposed to, but sometimes I find that I am capable of accomplishing more than the bare minimum. I won't say that it gets better because life is random and unfair, because the world is bigger than me, because there's no such thing as worth it, because sometimes it only gets worse, but I am only one person. I won't say that it gets better because if I had ended my life the first time, I never would have known. I wouldn't have missed anything, but I think I'm ready to discover what happiness is like. I won't say that it gets better because if I had ended it the first time, everyone would have grieved already and been on their way to healing by now. I won't say that it gets better because my story isn't over. Because it might come back. Because it's not the kind of narrative where you get to choose the outcome. I won't say that it gets better because it might not. But it might. And if you're lucky, you might see a birthday you didn't expect to see and be glad to be alive.